My name is Dr. Elliot Gann of Today's Future Sound. I'm CEO and lead instructor. And we go into schools and we teach kids fundamentally at a very simple level how to make beats, how to produce music, the basics of music scales, composition, basic music theory, and the basics of beat theory and kind of the aesthetics of beats, like how do you chop samples, how do you program drums, how do you punch it in, how do you use different programs. So we're teaching them industry quality, industry level beat making programs, modalities, MPC, Reason, Logic, Ableton, FL Studio. We even have, like, sometimes we're going to bring in SP1200s. We bring in live instruments sometimes and show them how to record in order to give them an experience that they might otherwise not have and that most people, I think, don't have access to. I think it's a culturally relevant. And we work with a lot of inner city youth, youth of color. The hip hop is immediately relevant, although I feel like that's immediately relevant to all youth these days because hip hop is such an important part of pop culture. And we're not only just teaching them hip hop, although that's the core and that's most of our producers are based in hip hop. We're teaching them how to make any kind of music they want, which is empowering youth. It's, again, giving them media literacy skills, experience with computers and technology. And there's transferable skills in that because we're also teaching them how to use the web and about SoundCloud and social networking and that kind of thing. It's really important, I think, to give kids a positive outlet to express themselves, to keep them out of trouble, to keep them from falling into potentially destructive ways of being or getting pulled by the wrong peers. And I've talked to so many people, people who are really into hip-hop, community members, hip-hop heads, who say music kept me out of trouble. Music saved me. That was the one thing that pulled me through and kept me from going and doing some really stupid stuff that I would have done otherwise. And so I'm trying to give that to the next generation and let them have that experience too. When kids move from being, like 6, 7, 8, 9, when they start hitting like around 9, 10, 11, that's when like the peer group becomes really important and they start moving from like focusing on their family and just themselves to the peers and what do their peers think. And they can get caught up with like with the wrong group, or they can go hopefully with the right group. So we want to get them, create a peer group for them that's supportive, where we can teach them to work together. I mean, that's another transferable job skill and really important pro-social skill, teaching kids how to work together as team members, how to tolerate their frustration, how to control themselves, act in groups and work together to be productive, to express themselves, to support each other. We put on workshops at elementary schools. We're focusing a lot on middle schoolers right now because it's a really good age. It's before they're totally caught up in polls and there's still some room for flexibility. But they have like the cognitive abilities, like they have the ability to understand like higher math principles, not like super high, and that's part of beat making and music, division, multiplication, and you can use it to teach it. So, but we're really flexible. We also teach adults. We do low-fee beat making workshops, in the Bay Area and all around in New York. We've done it, open to the public. And in terms of it being rewarding, to me it's all rewarding, but what it fundamentally comes down to is relationships. So when you have instructors that the kids can relate to, it creates a really positive relationship. And I think as men in hip hop, there's this whole thing about masculinity and what it means to be masculine. I'm bringing in men who are masculine, who are good role models, but they're not going out and doing destructive things or trying to just be selfish. They're modeling that you can share with your community, you can be a man of color, and you don't have to fulfill this stereotype of being a thug or antisocial or whatever it is. You can be a strong male figure and go out and help the community. My goal is to help give skills and give experiences to communities that they can then take and incorporate into themselves and then perpetuate that so that it's from generation to generation, because one of the major problems that we have in the world is intergenerational trauma and conflict. If you can break that down, if you can catch it and break the perpetuation of that, break the cycle, then you can make a huge difference. And that's really fundamentally what it's about, giving kids experiences, relationships, giving them a positive way to express themselves. So the best way to get in touch with us is to go to todaysfuturesound.org. It's all one word. You can send emails to info@todaysfuturesound.org. I just need someone to tell me, I need a workshop here, I want a workshop here. If we have the financial means, or if we can create the financial means to do it, that's great. We're working on fundraising. I mean, we came out to New York all on our own dime and our volunteers' own dime. and we're doing pro bono workshops. So I've looked for different schools, community centers to do it. So just contact us and we'll try to make it work. Because fundamentally, we're about the community, we're about doing the work, we're about spreading the love, spreading knowledge, helping people empower themselves. Open to the public, low-fee beat-making workshops. Been doing that on a monthly basis in the San Francisco Bay Area, in Oakland, in easily accessible downtown area at the Museum of Art and Digital Entertainment. I think it's going to be kind of a monthly, bi-monthly thing. So people can come and they can learn different modalities of beat making, whether they're kids, adults, it doesn't matter. We're open to everyone and we're trying to teach everyone.